Good evening, everybody. I am not at home at the moment. I am in a dance studio, which is where I've just finished teaching, which is where I teach every Monday evening. And so I thought I would do it here this evening. It's a really nice studio. It's a dance studio. It's mirrored. Don't know if I can show you around. Hang on. Flip it. Yeah, here's the dance studio. It's mirrored. There's me. And you can see all the way around. So it's a school's dance studio. So you can see all their GCSE work up there. So yeah, it's a really nice space. So this is where I come on a Monday night to teach. And I just finished up and was having a chat with some of my ladies about perimenopause and menopause again. But I wanted to chat with you this evening. Hi, Alison. About 5 simple steps that you can use to boost your workouts. So for those of you that are time poor, you don't have much time to work out, you haven't got hours every single day to do that, you're going to want to make the most of the time that you've got. So whatever workout you do, if that's a short workout, you want to know that you're getting the most out of that workout. So lots of my ladies that have come this evening, they're obviously doing an evening class because most of them are working during the day. They're very committed, very dedicated. Some of them are commuting back from London to Hertfordshire where I live, and they're getting back, they've got young children, they're still coming here, they're racing back to do a 1-hour class. But not everyone can do that. So if you are working out at home, you're doing short workouts, even if you are doing a regular class like this, it's still important to take certain steps to make sure that you're getting the most out of that time. I know how precious time is, so there are 5 different things that I would recommend that you do. The first one is hydration. It is so important to remember to drink plenty of water. You don't need sports drinks unless you're, working out and for long periods of times. You just need water. The body's made up of about 60% of water. So we need to keep it hydrated. So you need to make sure you're doing that before you work out, not getting partway through your workout and then starting to feel thirsty. You need to make sure that you're keeping on top of that. So you're aiming for sort of 8 glasses of water a day and keeping on top of that. If you're like me and you never really feel thirsty and you struggle to remember to drink, you can find an app on your phone that reminds you to do it. You can have a water bottle like this one. So I fill this several times a day and make sure, so before lunch I've had one, in the afternoon I've had one, later on I've had one. So I know that I'm always drinking, although, look, I've only had that much this evening, that's bad. So making sure that you're getting that water. If you don't and your body's dehydrated, then you're not going to get the same benefits out of the workout, because when you're properly hydrated, that helps to keep the body temperature regulated. If you're dehydrated, you're going to get very, very hot very quickly doing your workouts. Your heart is also having to work a lot harder if the body is dehydrated. The water also helps to move nutrients around the body. It keeps the joints nicely lubricated. So to get the most out of any workout that you're doing, you need to stay hydrated. Before the workout, certainly during the workout, I have regular drink breaks throughout my classes to make sure people are hydrating, because you're losing water when you're working out through breathing heavily and sweating as well. So it's important that you keep that up. So let me know, are you good at drinking? Are you good at keeping your body hydrated? Particularly on days when you're working out, particularly on hot days, which we don't have at the moment here in the UK, but really important to bear that in mind if you're in a hotter climate or during the summer here as well. The second step, which is more challenging than getting the correct hydration, is to get the right sleep. So we're aiming for between 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. If we're tired, we're not getting the same benefits from our workouts. Colleen, no sound. Can anyone else hear me? Give me a wave if you can hear me. There shouldn't be a reason why there's no sound. I'll carry on. Alison, can you hear me? Anyone else watching? Can you hear me? Give me a wave if you can. Oh, great. Thank you, Alison. You can hear me. Colleen, you might need to turn the sound up or tap the screen to get the sound on. So I was talking about sleep, 7 to 8 hours a night. The reason that we exercise is to improve our cardiovascular health, to make sure that, when we're coming into our 40s, that we're retaining that muscle mass and building that muscle mass as well. And to, get the body nice and flexible, increase the range of movement. So there's lots of different benefits of exercise, but if you're not getting the sleep, and the sleep is the time when your body is going to recover and provide you with what you need during that 7 to 8 hour period, if you're not getting that amount of sleep, you're not getting the same benefits from your workouts. So it's really, really important, not least because if you're tired, you're a bit fatigued, you're more prone to injury, and actually motivation is not particularly great when you're tired. So you're either less likely to do the workout in the first place, or during the workout, you're not going to be able to give it your all. Your performance level is not going to be as high as if you had had enough sleep. So sleep is really, really important to boost your workouts, boost your energy, and get the most out of that workout. The third one is to have a plan. And by that I mean have a plan as to the type of exercise that you're going to do. Don't just wake up in the morning and say, okay, I've got time today, what am I going to do? You need to have in mind at the beginning of the week, what your week looks like, where your pockets of time are, and what you're going to do. Are you going to do a HIIT workout? If so, how many times a week are you going to spend, 20 minutes doing a HIIT workout? So aiming for sort of 2 to 3 times a week maybe for that. When are you doing resistance training? So ballet workouts, you might enjoy weightlifting, body weight training. Where are you fitting that in? And of course, restorative exercise like yoga or, doing some meditation, some breathing, all of those things. Which workouts are you going to do and when are you going to do them? It's really, really important to have a plan as to, the recipe that you're going to put together for your workouts. So absolutely the third most important thing is to have a plan as to the type of exercise that you're doing, so you're not just randomly doing things without giving it much thought. You need to be good to go. The fourth one, when are you going to do it? So you've sorted out what type of exercise you're going to do, and that might be I can do the ballet workouts at home, but I'd quite like to go to a yoga class. I'd like to go for a walk. If you're into running or cycling, the weather at this time of year can be a bit unpredictable. So if you don't want to go running in the rain or the snow or the ice, what is your alternative that you can fit in at that point? Are there any local classes that you can go to? If so, when are those? So to plan out the types of workouts that you're doing and when you're going to do them. So being really intentional about the times that you're doing it. And I always say, to my backstage members when they're joining and they're coming through to backstage and they're new and they're trying to ensure that they get that time scheduled in, you need to treat it like you would any other appointment. So you schedule your workouts in, you can plan your week. And, with the best laid plans, sometimes things go wrong. None of us are perfect and life can get in the way. However, you're more likely to succeed if you have a plan. So fourth one, planning your time when you're actually going to do it. And the last one, to boost your workouts, to get the most out of your workouts, you need to think about what you're going to be eating. And by that I mean, pre-workout. If you're getting up first thing in the morning, obviously you're not going to have a plate of food with, some lean protein, chicken, fish and rice and some vegetables. That's not going to happen. So should you be eating first thing in the morning or shouldn't you? How long after you've eaten a meal, as I've just described, should you then work out? Well, we're all different, so there's no one size fits all. But there are certain things you can think about. So if you are going to an exercise class in the evening, for example, so the ladies that came to me this evening at 8 o'clock, then you should think about, and I certainly do on a Monday because I'm teaching at 8 o'clock, eating 2 to 3 hours before that class. And that meal should contain carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. your vegetables. And so the carbohydrates for energy, you absolutely need the energy, otherwise you're just simply not going to get through the class. The protein, because that helps the recovery after the workout. The fats keeps you going longer through the workouts if you're doing something longer or if you're going for a long run. You've got to incorporate all of those elements, but if you're having a meal 2 to 3 hours before you then go for the class or the exercise, whatever you're planning on doing, which is why it's important to plan when you're doing it, so you can consider, am I fueling my body correctly in order to make the most out of this workout, to boost my energy levels, so that the time that I'm committing, that I'm carving out of my day, which is so precious, I know, is made the most of. You're not wasting that time. So if you are working out first thing in the morning, which is my preference, although obviously I teach classes throughout the day, but if you're working out first thing in the morning, you might not need to fuel, first of all. I don't. I can get up. I don't feel hungry first thing in the morning. I can get up, I can do a workout, then I'll go and eat. If you're getting up and you're sort of spending an hour or two around the house before you then decide to do the workout, you may need to eat something before that. You certainly don't want to start doing workout feeling a little bit lethargic and floppy because you've not eaten. So something light, something that the body can easily digest, maybe yogurt and fruit or some oats or something light. Again, we're all different. Some of us have slight intolerances to particular foods. You could eat a banana. My husband, I know, eats a date before he goes on a run just to give him that little bit of lift. So keep it light. Know that you're eating something that you can easily digest, that's not going to mess up your stomach. The last thing you need when you start to work out is getting stomach ache from something that you've eaten. But I would try and eat 45 minutes before you then do the workout. That's what works for me. We're all different. Some people can eat and then work out immediately. If I did that, I would feel very uncomfortable. But, there is no one size fits all, but that's why it's so important to plan. It's important to plan the type of workout you're doing and plan when you're going to do it, so then you can think about the last thing, which is how am I going to fuel my body to get the most out of that. There's no point going on a long run and getting halfway through and just thinking, oh God, I wish I'd had something to eat because now I feel really terrible. So those 3 things are important. And then, of course, sleep and hydration. So those are my top 5 tips, simple tips, if you can get yourself organised to really boost those workouts, to make sure that you're maximising the benefits of the workout that you are setting time aside for. If you're going to do that, you need to make the most out of it. If you've got any questions about that, let me know. If you're already doing any of those things, let us know. If certain things are working for you, you've tried other things, they haven't worked as well. Perhaps, we all go through weeks where we have lack of sleep. I've certainly been going through that recently. My 8-year-old son has been waking me most nights recently. Don't know why, just needs a cuddle. My husband, hopefully he's not watching, got a cold and has been coughing a lot. And if anyone that's watching knows me, it's my absolute pet hate. I cannot stand coughing. I have no sympathy. I really, really hate it. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, I really do hate it. It's not nice. But yeah, I know, he's poorly. But so I've had sleepless nights. It makes me feel fuzzy. I can't focus as well. I'm not connecting with my body as well. So, those workouts for me are not quite how I would like them. I'm not firing on all cylinders because of the lack of sleep. So I'm having to focus on all the other things and fueling and hydrating to make up for the fact that the sleep isn't as good as it usually is. So let me know how you get on with your workouts, what works for you, whether you've got any questions for me. And I would love to hear, Colleen, I hope you managed to watch this on the replay and you get the sound. Hi, Emma. Thank you for posting the links to your leggings on the Facebook page. They're fantastic. So I will pop off now. I'm going to go home And I hope you all have a fantastic week. But if you've got any questions, please let me know and try and apply those steps to boost your workouts. Alison, I'm working on my hydration and sleep levels this week to complement my meditations. Fantastic. Looking forward to using these stepping stones back into workouts. Brilliant. Yeah, and you don't need to do all 5 in one go. If you know, hydration is not my strong point, focus on that for a week. Get that nailed down, and then you can start planning, you can start adjusting your sleep patterns, work on one thing at a time. Sometimes trying to do everything just means that we do nothing in the end. That all or nothing approach just simply doesn't work. It leads us to overwhelm. And, rather, we always talk in backstage, do something. Every single day, do something. If you're not well, you can't work out, focus on your food. Focus on your hydration. You're still doing something. You're still feeding your body, fueling your body, nurturing your body is just as important. As Alison has just mentioned, those meditations are so powerful, so good for us, and they are absolutely something else that we can be doing to calm the system down. So thank you for that, Alison. And I will speak to you all very soon. I'm going to go home, as I say, and get myself a snack. All right, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye.